Hello and welcome back. In this section, we're going to be working on the local storage, how to persist the values that are coming into the local storage. So right now, the application that we have right now is not complete, because if we put walk-a-dog here and we reload this application, walk-a-dog goes away. But what we want to do here is a situation whereby when we have this walk-a-dog in a list and we load the file, the walk-a-dog, that's the item that we have there, remains. So it's stored in the local storage. So that's what we want to do. So firstly, we're going to have this stored in the local storage, and we're going to work on how to render what we have in the local storage on the UI. That's what we're going to do in the course of this section. And also we're going to work on how to remove the value, the items, the list item we have in the local storage in this button, and also how to clear what we have in the local storage away. Now firstly, let's come down here to our get attacks function. You come down here, right here, we're going to store comment on this, store in ls, which is local storage. So we're going to create a function for this, store tags in local storage. Okay, now creating that function, we're going to pass in the value coming in right here. So we have tags input.value. So we're going to pick that up and copy and paste it right inside this function. So any value coming in from that will also be passed into the local storage function. Now let's come down here and create the function for that. So we have store in local storage. I'm going to pass in a tags parameter in there. Now I'm going to declare a variable for tags. Alright, so now what we're going to do is to we're going to create an if else statement, checking the local storage if there is any item right in there. So we're going to have if local storage dot get item. So what we're trying to get in there, we're trying to get tags. So if it's equals to null, there's nothing in there, we're going to have tags. We assign an empty array right there. Then else, we're going to have this tags. We have local storage dot get item, and we're going to have tags in there. Now there's something I'm going to let you know. Now don't forget that what we have in the local storage is a string. So for we to get that, we're going to have it a JSON.parse. We're going to wrap this up in a JSON.parse. So don't forget that, because what we have in the local storage is a string. So we're going to wrap this up in a JSON.parse. Now let's move on and push this. So we have tags.push. Now I hope we remember what this push method is doing for us. So add new element to the array. So we're going to have tags pass in there. Now let's move on and set the local storage. So we have local storage dot set item. So we're gonna have what I was setting, the key there is tags. Now we have a string, so it's only strings that can be set into the local storage. So we're gonna have JSON the stringify. Okay, so what are we passing there? We have tags. So put a semicolon at the end, and let's go down there and do this. So let's check the application. Now we see we have walk a dog right there. let's put another one there. So bring a cup of glass water, add the tags. So when we reload this, we see bring a cup of glass water. So we have this now stored in our local storage. Now what next is that if I reload this right now, you see that the values that we have stored in local storage are off. They've gone away. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to work on how to render what we have stored in the UI. So what next? So let's come down to our load event listener. We're going to create a DOM load event. Okay. Now we're going to put that in a document.add event listener. We're going to listen to DOM content loaded. So get tags will be the function name, and that with a semicolon right there. So come down here. Let's come down it here and get tags. I'm gonna get tags to the UI. So we have function dot get tags. Okay, let's put that there. Now we're gonna get come down it here and copy what we have here. So we're also gonna need this right on the get tag. So we're gonna paste it here. So checking if there is a value in the local storage, and if there is none, put an empty array. But if there's a value in there, we're gonna pass it right here. So we're gonna have this loop. We're gonna put a for loop. So we have a for each. Okay, I'm gonna put this loop this right now. So we have tags. Okay, so what we have here, we're gonna use a for each to loop through everything coming in from the add tags function. So we're gonna copy everything here that makes the add tags actually add the tags to the UI. So we're gonna copy that. Now we're gonna paste it right here. So what is happening here is that whatsoever that is coming in from the add tags will also come in to the local storage. It will be rendered in the local storage also. So this now, the tags input.value is not coming from that anymore. So there's no tags input.value right here, but what we had here is the iterator. So it's going to be iterating one after the other, the values that we have in the tags. So we're going to take this off to just tags. All right, checking in what we have in the local storage. Okay, so let's go down there and reload. Okay, so we have this now persisted on the in the UI. So everything we have in the local storage now is now successfully in our UI. So we can add one more item, so we can pick up the call. All right. Okay, so we have this here. If I reload this, it remains. Now let's work on how to remove this. If I remove this and I reload this back, it comes back. That's because we've not worked on removing the item from the local storage. Now let's come down here to remove tags. Now we're going to have here remove from ls, which is local storage. So I've removed tags in local storage. Alright, so we're going to pass in this target.parent element because we don't have anything we're going to select, but we're going to target this. Alright, we're going to copy what we have here. Ctrl A to copy, Ctrl C to copy. Alright. Okay, now let's go create the function for that. So we have function for remove tags in local storage. Okay, so we're gonna pass in tags right there. let's just use tax item. Okay, now let's try to use the console.log, and we have tax item. Okay, put a semicolon. So let's reload this. Now I'm going to delete this. Now I'm going to see if it's going to come to our console. All right, so you see that removing that actually works, right? So we have this removed from local storage, but if we reload it, it still comes back. So now that is working fine. Now let's come down here and copy what we have here. So we're going to copy this. Also, we also need that, and I'll remove from local storage. Now we're going to loop through this. So we have tax dot for each. Okay, so we're going to have tax, which is the iterator. Oh no, forgotten to put the callback function. Okay, so put the tax as the iterator. Now we're going to use an if else to check for this. So we have if tax item dot text content, if it's equals to tax. Now what are we going to do there? We're going to do tax dot splice. Now we're going to use the splice method. Now the splice method removes element from an array. Now we're going to add in something else in here. So we're going to put index. We're going to put an index there. Okay, so we're going to have index right here, comma 1. Okay, so it's going to remove the index value of 1. Okay, so if tax item the text content is equal to tax, so if the item we have in there is equals to the tax we have on the input, so tax dot splice, so index, we're going to remove the index 1. Now let's set in local storage again. So we have local storage dot set item. Okay, so we have, oh, what's going on with my keys? I have tax, and I have JSON the stringify, double passing tax right there. Alright, let's put a semicolon at the end. Now let's come down here and verticalize what we've done here. So I'm gonna click on this. Okay, so I'm gonna reload this. If it comes back, you see it doesn't come back. So we have successfully removed that walkie dog. So let's try removing this. Are you sure? Yep. So reload this. Okay, so we have removed it completely from the local storage using this particular code that we have here. So it's very easy. Just follow my lead. The explanation is quite easy to understand. So now let's move on how to clear tax. Okay, how to clear everything. If I reload this, it still comes back. So I'm going to work on how to clear everything we have in the local storage. Now let's go down to the clear tax function. We're going to have this here. We have clear tax from ls. So we're going to create a clear tax in local storage. All right. Now this is very easy. What we just do here, just create a function for that. So function, we have clear tax and local storage. Okay, so we just have here local storage dot clear. Okay, just use a clear method, and that removes everything we have there. Okay, now let's put that. Now I'm gonna use this clear tag. So you see, oh, what's going on? I didn't clear off. Okay, clear. All right, so we have everything cleared. Okay, I didn't reload the page initially, so I've walk a dog. I'm gonna bring a cup of glass water and pick up the call. I'm gonna click on the clear tags button. So clear everything and reload. You see that it goes away completely. So everything we have on the local storage has been cleared away. So walk a dog, bring a cup of glass water. So if I reload this file, it still remains. It's persisting on the UI, so it remains there because this has been stored in the local storage. All right, so if I take this off, remove this. All right, so if I reload this, you see it's completely gone, and then reloading, it doesn't come back and it's completely gone. So it's completely gone from the local storage. All right, so this is all we have to do for this project, and I believe you have a good understanding of what we did. And we have worked on the DOM, and this will be the end of the road for the DOM sections, and all the projects that we have, all the properties and methods I explained all through. This is where we end, and I believe you have a good understanding about what this DOM is all about. And see you in our next sections. All right, goodbye. Thank you for following me all through to this point. I really appreciate it. Shows your tenacity and level of learning. It shows that you really want to learn a lot. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now.